Right. Haybridge. Coming up very, very soon. And it'll probably be the last match of the stream as well. Because I think the way I'm going to be cutting this up, it'll probably spill over into Saturday. Rocco42, welcome to the stream. Welcome everyone else who's in the stream, by the way. It's currently telling me I've got 6 viewers, but there's only 2 listed, so I assume there's people watching not necessarily logged in. But anyway, welcome everyone who has joined. Any advice would be more than welcome right now. Trying to work on a, not even a shoestring, sort of the next level down from a shoestring budget, and yet still trying to perform well in the league. It's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure involved. Sort of, it's one that can be fun, but at times it can get very stressful as well. Come on, save game. I would reduce the amount of autosaves, but the game has crashed on me a couple of times, and the autosaves come in very handy. So, it's not worth the risk, really. Right, Lincoln players. No one really. And then there's all these players. My scouts are going to tease me now by showing me all the players that I can't afford. Although, no, you weren't interested in the first place. It's my own fault. I asked them to be scouted. Ryan Johnson is one I have signed for Hatfield before. And I'll be keeping an eye on Livebird. There's players like that I'm almost future-proofing as well. I'm looking forward and thinking, who can I sign if I do get promoted? Getting them ready on the old scout list. Right, Carl Davis has come in. I don't think he'll ever see action for us, but he's there just in case. That's the important thing. Because you never know when you might have an injury. Something that I've found out a lot the hard way. Must just be because I'm streaming that these load times are so long. It's not normally this bad. As I said before, I will start culling off leagues as I get promoted. Just so that by the time I get into the Premier League, it's not going to be a match every 3 hours, and that's how long it takes to load. Because that would be ridiculous. Oh, fans are happy with that one. Apart from Mark Lee and Albert Riley sort of on the fence. I do like this social feed. I think that is quite a clever new feature that they brought in. So long as it's used properly. Ha. I've got Hatfield into the Premier League before. I've done it. I know how to do it. It's just a case of being able to repeat it. I must admit, the last time I did do it, I've done it twice now. And the last time I did do it, the first faltering was in the Championship, where I actually got relegated back to League One and had to get promoted again. But I won League One and then I won the Championship the next season. So that was the first sort of step back. Before then I didn't always win the league. Sometimes I had to do it via the playoffs. But at the moment, this is quite an early setback to actually have to do the same league twice. It's quite a new experience, shall we say. Or at least it's a new experience to have to do it at this stage in the Isthmian. Normally I breeze through these leagues, sort of leave them in my dust. So at the moment it's a bit of a culture shock for me, a bit of a wake up call. That's a good thing though. It's always nice every now and then to be reminded that it's not going to be easy every single time. You do need that. It stops the complacency from sneaking in. Right, Olasanya has failed the fitness test, but the fact that he was in contention for a fitness test tells me that he is very, very nearly back, which is good news for us. So this lineup, I'm going to put not Saxby. Where's Dolby? I put Dolby on the bench. Oh, I can't. No! Oh, that's annoying. Okay, I'm going to have to loan him out again then, aren't I? Oh, that's really annoying. Okay, what about Davis? I could put him on the bench. Oh, I can't really. It's not good enough. I don't really like. I like Akinuli. I think he's a very good player, but he's just not doing very well at the moment. I suppose I'm going to have to name an unchanged side, including an unchanged bench. Which is not the most ideal situation, but I suppose it could be worse. At least we're able to fill a first 11 and a bench. That doesn't always happen. I almost wish I had a 7-man bench, because there are times where that extra little bit of flexibility comes in really useful. Oh, Steamers drew 1-1 with Exeter. Could take that as a result actually. We didn't lose. That's the main thing. Might not have won, but we didn't lose. So our unbeaten run stretches to 5 now, I think. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Steamers, we're here to talk about Hatfield. Try and get a good result. If we get a good result today, we can go up to 10th. That's not a good start. Should not be conceding from there. Who was marking him? Just came in unmarked at the back post. Look, cross comes in. Flicked on. Just onside. Who was that marking him actually? That was not good enough. Who are you? Oh, we'll never know now. That's a really poor start. And we're away from home again. We've got a lot of away matches at the moment. That's not helpful either, having all these away games. Not much of the balls being. 5-man benches suck generally. I like the 1 goalie, 2 defence, 2 midfield, 2 strikers. Yeah, exactly. With a 5-man bench, I always have to have a goalkeeper and then my defender. Not so much in the early parts of this season because I had Morrison on the bench, but normally the defender I'd like to have be able to play either in a full-back or centre-back role together, or in the case of last season we had McCarthy and Asai on the bench who could both play left back, right back and centre back. And then you've got to do a very similar thing with your midfielder, and then the striker I would have a winger slash striker on the bench like Armu, but he's gone. Konstantinu's just equalised, by the way. I should have pointed that out before. But yeah, 7-man bench is so much better because you can have the flexibility. You can have a wing back or a full back as one position, and then a centre back as another, and then the same with the midfielder. You can have a wide midfielder and then a centre midfielder, and then strikers. You don't necessarily have to have 2 strikers. You can have a winger and a striker. But then you just have more cover. And then if you go with the versatility that I normally like, you can end up covering about 13 or 14 different positions with a 7-man bench, which you just couldn't do otherwise. So yeah, there's a lot about non-league that's frustrating. It is nice when you finally get in the Football League and you can relax a little bit. And know that you've got a solid team. They're all on professional contracts. They're all full-time, signed up for at least a year. Just you can be a lot more chilled about everything. Because it gets stressful. You know, it's a game at the end of the day. It is a game. It's a game based on a sport, but it gets really stressful because you want to do well. That was not a good start to the second half, giving the ball away like that. Especially when you're the away team. You don't want to be giving the ball away really stupidly from kickoff. And the fact that they're just passing it around us at the moment. Perry coming in too narrow. Anderson should have won that. Van just hoofs it away. Fair enough. Played it safe. That was stupid. Should not be conceding those types of goals. The fact that we can't score from set pieces bothers me even more. We concede a lot from set pieces, but we never score from them. That was so easy. What is Van doing? You should be picking up your man. Players on the post, that's fine. They're doing their job. They don't leave the post in case the ball goes there. Trott was helpless, really, because the ball went over his head. But it's the job of the defender to mark the man and challenge for the ball at least. And he just stood there. It was almost a free header. What is going on? How are we playing so crap in this game? Right, Meenan, you're coming on. Thornton's actually playing a good match, believe it or not. Kerrins, you're having a shocker. You're coming off as well. In fact, no. Van, you're having an even bigger shocker. You're coming off. A 6.0? No, thank you. Anything less than a 6.5 and you're pretty much guaranteed to be subbed off. The only reason I'm not subbing them both off is actually I could bring an Akinuli on, but what am I gaining there? Hopefully shoring up that side of the defence means Kerrins will improve as well. That was a good ball. If someone had just bothered to get on the end of it. That wasn't a bad pass either. In fact, we've been given a free kick. And is he sent off? Yeah. Okay, they're down to 10. That can go one of two ways. Either we open them up like a can and just constantly get shots in, or they'll sit back and shut up shop now and we'll struggle to break them down. I'm hoping it's the former rather than the latter. Come on. Chasing down. Force the mistake. Force the mistake. Just let him clear it then. That's just not good enough. Mind you, Meenan, he's not made of pace. I don't think anyone really would be when they reach that age. See, who else could I bring off? Perry's having a poor game, but there's no one really I can bring on for him. The only other option is changing the formation. Something a bit like that. And then bringing Akinuli on for Kerrins. And doing that. The old 4-4-2, see how that works. Again, I think I've left it a little bit late. 3-1 down. I don't think we're going to score twice now to bring it level. And that opens up a 3-point gap between us and 12th, and Canvey Island have a game in hand over us. But you know, we'll see. You never know. Ball forward, Constantinou should make this his. He does. Akinuli is in the middle, but he's been forced wide. Pulls it back to Simpson. He crosses it in behind Akinuli. Cleared. That's full time. That's a disappointing end, actually. That's a very disappointing end. Yeah. Trying to think of a positive spin I can put on it, but there isn't one really. In today's stream, we've effectively been knocked out of the FA Trophy, which is a competition we had a good chance of perhaps going a long way in, due to poor performance at the back, and we just got battered in the league because of a poor performance at the back. So I think for the next game, because Van played so terribly, I'm going to bring Rooney back in. I don't think Thornton played bad, but Messer at the back. See if I can get rid of Thornton again. And apart from that, Olasanya is so nearly back to full fitness, full training in 3 days. And I think I'll chuck him on the bench when he comes back. Maybe even start Meenan in the next game. So I think I'll do that. And I'll do that. And then I'll do that. That'll be my lineup for the next match. But we have reached the end of today's stream. It's been 2 hours. I would do 4 defense as well, but I mean, this is the formation that kept me up last season. Really, imagine these wingbacks are actually wingers like this. I'm trying to play the formation that Chelsea used, but because these wingers you can't put them further forward. I always feel like they're treading on the toes if you do it. Whoops! If you do it like that, they're too close to one another. So I put them as wingbacks instead, because that is technically what they are. I think I've just mucked up the instructions. Let me load that back up. Oh, these have been saved as wingbacks rather than complete wingbacks. Fair enough. That needs to be changed anyway. So yeah, it's difficult. Obviously, the 3 centre backs. I think I said this last night. The 3 centre backs allow the wingers to bomb forward, and Messer actually drops back into a defensive role himself, and then Hughes sort of moves forward into an attacking midfield role. So it becomes, you have sort of 6 players back when you're defending, including Messer. He sort of slots into this middle bit. So you have 3 across here and then 3 across here, and then you keep 4 players forward. But then when you attack, these 2 guys bomb forward as well. So you end up with a 6-man attack as well. So you either have 6 back or 6 forward, depending on what stage of play you're in. It's just annoying that we keep getting balls put in over the top. But that could be why. Move him into a covering position instead. Something a bit more like that, perhaps. And train Rooney up for that role. So you are a ball-playing... In fact, you shouldn't be a ball-playing centre-back. You should just be a defensive, or just a central defender with cover. Hold position. And you don't really close down at all. Alright, as I was saying, guys, that just about does it. The music's just finished as well, so that's good timing. We'll be back next Friday, 7 PM, there or thereabouts. Hopefully I won't be interrupted this time like I was last night. And we'll continue with wherever we get up to, because I'm going to carry on playing this off camera as I do. And see how far we get. Hopefully, we'll be in the division above next time. But we'll have to see. So once again, guys, thank you for watching. If you're watching this on Twitch, don't forget to give a follow down at the bottom. Or wherever it is. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to drop a like on the video if you're enjoying the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Subscribe to the channel. 5 of these will be going up every week now, depending on the live stream, of course. It'll be somewhere between 3 and 5 every week. And stay tuned on social media. Follow me on Twitter. Go and like the Facebook page, and you'll see when I'm next streaming. But once again, guys, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you soon.